Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing about this service called Secure Internet Access. So, what is Secure Internet Access? It is comprehensive cloud security service for software as a service and cloud applications. So, if you want to subscribe to this service, first you need to request for a demo. Once you request for a demo, somebody from Citrix will get back to you and you can share the requirement with them. Based upon your requirement, they will provide the right information on how to access this particular service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some deep dive on this particular service. So what exactly is Citrix Secure Internet Access? The expansive demand for remote work and the shift of applications to the cloud has made it an absolute must for the enterprises to secure user internet access. And since users and devices are the new network perimeter, securing internet access must be done in the cloud. Citrix CSIS shifts the focus from defending perimeters to following users to ensure internet access is secure regardless of location. So over the last few years, things have changed due to pandemic. So users are connecting from different locations, from different devices that have different operating systems, from different internet connections. So we don't have much control. The Citrix administrators don't have much control on the end user devices and the end user network. So as a business, we need to make sure that users are always connecting to the corporate applications in a safe and secure way. So this Citrix Secure Internet Access will help us to do that job. So it has very advanced web security features. The first one is keyword filtering. So what is keyword filtering? Keyword filtering is used to inspect URLs for certain keywords and restrict user searches and phrases. Depending on the outcome of the inspection, content can be allowed or blocked. Keywords can be manually added or be sourced from a predefined list within CSIA. Okay. So this is, for example, the keyword is base. A wildcard match for base will block the search word base and baseball. So based upon keywords, we can restrict the URLs. We can restrict the URLs so that users will not access those keywords. Okay. So basically, it is used to inspect URLs for certain keywords. If this URL has certain keywords which are not allowed, we can block it and restrict user searches and phrases. Depending on the outcome of the inspection, content can be allowed or blocked. So depending on the outcome of the first, the inspection will be done. So depending on the outcome of that inspection, we can either allow it or we can block it based upon the keywords. Okay, the next one is port blocking. Port blocking, connectivity to network resources can be restricted by certain ports for both UDP and TCP based protocols and direction, inbound, outbound, or both. In addition, a port block schedule can be applied to restrict access only during particular times of the day. Port blocking blocks internet traffic on specified ports or port ranges. So based upon the port numbers, we can block the services for the users based upon the port numbers. Let's say SMTP port number is 25. If you want to block an email application, so you can block the port number 25 so that users will not be able to access the email application. So this is just an example that I would like to share with you. Okay, so based upon the port number, we can block the access to the users. Okay, let me go to the next slide. Browser and operating system. So we can also restrict access for the users based upon the browser and operating system. Let's say user is connecting from Windows 7 or Windows Vista. So these are out of date. So based upon the operating system, we can block. If user is connecting from Windows 10 or Windows 11, we can access. If the user is connecting from Windows XP or Windows Vista or Windows 7 or whatever, we can restrict it. And even the browser. Let's say if the user is connecting from Edge or Chrome, we can provide access to that particular users. But if you want to block some browser, if you wish, you can block that particular browser as well. Let's say if you want to block Mozilla Firefox, you can block it. Okay, so block the following. So the next one is allow only the following. Allow internet access for specific browsers and operating systems. So yeah, we have already discussed on this. Move a user to another security group for a particular period. So if they violated the restriction, so if they have violated, if some user has violated some restrictions, you can move the users to a different group, Okay, content and MIME type. The multi-purpose internet mail extensions MIME type is a standardized way to indicate the nature and format of a document. So MIME type help browsers understand how to process files it recovers from a browser. A browser matches its content type and the content type to the MIME type. You can control the type of content that can be accessed when browsing. So uh, based upon the structure of a MIME type, you can either access or you can block it. Examples include, image. If it is an image, it is JPEG, GIF, MPEG. So you can either access or you can restrict it. And also based upon file extensions, you can either allow it or you can block it. So let's say, for example, a file with extension .exe may cause harm if run by a user and therefore can be restricted from downloading. So if any user is trying to download .exe file, it may cause some kind of harm in the system, so we can restrict it from downloading. To remove an extension from the block list, check the box next to the extension. So once you access the console, you have the checkbox. So you can check the box next to the extension to remove an extension from the block list. So you can allow it, or you can also have an option to restrict it. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, the last one is a domain extension. The domain extension control allows you to block or allow specific domain extensions from being accessed on a per group basis. Manage the domain extension list for each group by blocking the domain extension in the list. Only allow the extensions in the list via the block, or only allow domain extensions. Each extension may be a maximum of 15 characters in length. So based upon domains, we can either allow or we can block. So for example, you may choose to allow only domains that end in .com and .net. So if you let's say if users are trying to access a domain that has .com, .net, it is allowed by default. If you want to block a domain that has, like, I don't know, .in or whatever it is, edu or whatever it is, you can block it. Okay, any domains that do not end in those extensions will be blocked. So if those domains, if you after applying the policies, if user is trying to access a domain that doesn't have these two extensions, it will be blocked automatically. It will be blocked automatically. Okay. So restrictions can be put in place to prevent users from browsing to specific top level domains. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is the picture. This is the overall picture. If the user is connecting from inside workspace, and this is outside workspace. So if user is inside workspace, they have to go through the single sign-on first to all applications, and then they go through zero trust network, and then they go through cloud delivered security for accessing the applications. So this is inside workspace. So if they're connecting from outside workspace, they have to go through this cloud delivered SIA, secure internet access, secure access to access applications, secure access to internet and software as a service applications. So this is inside workspace and this is outside. So they have to go through SIA, they have to go through secure internet access to access the applications. All right, so I really hope you find this information helpful. This service is quite advanced, but yes, if you are given access to this particular service in your Citrix environment, you will have, I mean, you will have some knowledge on how to handle these things. All right, so I really hope you find this information helpful. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.